New is so thirsty. New's so dry. It's so dry. Oh my, what? Something to talk about. Epic programmer says, oh my God, something to talk about. What is going on, guys? It's Steeler here, back again with yet another video. Hey guys, I am working on making videos, but bottom line, there's just not a whole lot to talk about right now. It's so dead, and trust me, it really sucks. But if you missed it, I did cover Gamescom. Microsoft unveiled their official plans for Gamescom and so much more. I'll link that video down below. And of course, today we are talking about Epic Games coming out, talking about the Uncanny Valley and next generation platforms like the Xbox Scarlett, that's the code name, and of course, PlayStation 5. Now, this is interesting. Epic Developer says that with the power of next generation consoles, developers will finally be able to cross the Uncanny Valley. Now, I'm sure there are a few of you that are like, dude, what? Ain't that like a salad dressing or something? No, Leroy, no, it's not a salad dressing. It is the point at which games look so realistic that you cannot tell if they are fake. Now, don't get me wrong, we've got some really good-looking games out there, but compared to the Uncanny Valley, truly, the Uncanny Valley, no, we are not, and never have been there. I'm not talking about a close-up on a guy's face in a cutscene. I'm talking about in-game, in-engine, in real-time action that looks photorealistic in a lot of cases. Now, of course, we'll get some of the PC guys that kind of got lost and don't understand that we're talking about consoles here, like... And obviously, console gaming has been the bang for the buck bargain. It just is. You don't have to invest in Xbox Live if you do not choose to. You can just buy some software at will and game. Whereas on the PC side, you know, as a console guy, I've invested 4 or 5 times more in my PC than I did even my Xbox One X. And that's just how it is. And guess what? You get more performance there. So you pay more, you get more. You pay a lot more, you get a lot more. But understand that we're talking about consoles here. And for consoles that cost $400 or $500 in the next 2 years to do visuals of this scale is impressive. And this Epic developer seems to think it is highly possible. Speaking of Epic developer, let's get into his direct quote regarding next generation consoles. It is short, but it is sweet. Now, ultimately, he is talking about the GPU horsepower necessary to render each strand of hair individually, whereas on consoles, you don't necessarily have to do that today. This leads him to say that in the next generation, or whatever that is, the Uncanny Valley will be crossed. Now, if you single that statement out, it may not be too impressive, but when you really think about this statement and what it means for consoles, what kind of power it's going to take to drive that kind of fidelity, it becomes infinitely more impressive. Here's what we know from the statement. Massive GPU power is on the table for next generation consoles. I predicted it before, I'll do it again. 10 to 12 teraflops, most likely on the high side. 16 gigabytes of RAM is what I'm going with now, and of course 8 cores of Ryzen powered action on the CPU side. These next generation consoles will also feature faster storage as well for loading up those high resolution assets and details in games. No, I do not think they will go with SSD, it's just not practical, but they have plenty of room to go before they've gone from where they are now to SSD type performance. There's a good middle room there, and I think they can achieve that at a good price. Hey, now hold on here. You said these things were going to be $400 or $500. Ain't no way. I got a buddy at Sears. He said he's going to be at least $1,000, maybe $1,200. At the absolute lowest, $800. Think about this real long and clear. You hear? He works at Sears now. Oh God, this again. No, these consoles will never retail above $600 in the history of modern consoles, in the history of any popular console ever. Never above $600, and even then it was pushing it. We've never seen another one since. The PS3 was the last one, and a lot of people forget that that thing was actually $500 it was the larger hard drive variant that was $599 here in the States. So no, and yes, there were a ton of people also saying this about the Xbox One X. That thing will never deliver native 4K gaming at under $700. Well, look on your screen. I present to you Far Cry 5 Lost on Mars DLC. This game runs at native 4K on the Xbox One X. $500. It is a great bargain. So by looking back, I can now confidently say you'll never see another jacked up price on a console again. I think $500 is the max. If they can't sell it to you for $400 or $500, they will reduce spec and sell it for what they can. God, that argument is so annoying because it's so common sense. Nobody's gonna try to sell you a console for $800, $700. Ridiculous. So at the end of the day, these consoles are going to have a ton of capability and headroom for future games. The Epic developer seems to think the same thing. The uncanny valley is closer than you might think, and with Ryzen-powered CPUs, you may get way more detail along with 60 frames per second on so many more games. Combine that with better animation destruction and more, as I mentioned a billion other times, and you are looking at a serious leap, especially on the physics side of things. Now, this is the part of the video where I ask you guys to hit that like button if you learned something here today, or if you just enjoyed the video, maybe share this video with a friend or two. And of course, if you are new, check the channel out, subscribe for more stuff like this. And don't forget about the Patreon. For $1 a month, you can support content that is factually backed. And of course, you know, maybe you like the content. I don't know. If you do, maybe consider checking out that Patreon link down in the description. And like I said, guys, this is Far Cry 5 running on the Xbox One X. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Native 4K confirmed by Digital Foundry. The game is quite a good time. Maybe check out the gameplay. I'll let it run. Thanks for checking out the video. Check out the links down below. I'm out.